This next one we have is from Jay. Shout out to Jay. Question: do you feel the national media is just burying us without really looking at all of our key injuries and schedule injustices? You want good?
Sure. I mean, the injuries definitely, I think, are a factor on defense. I do think the defense played pretty well, though, yesterday, considering the circumstances and what we put them through in the first half. I mean, it wasn't flawless, but I think you could see in certain instances, like, the injuries are playing a factor, not having Vince Williams out there with Spillane. They were able to do stuff on the ground. We talked about Finley.
There was times where Marcus Allen got hurt for a little while. He was banged up. I think Avery went out for like a play or two. I think Ulysses Gilbert has some situations going on. So even they were banged up in an already banged up position group. So yeah,
our pass coverage was solid, but that our strength throughout this whole season has been the run defense, and you could just see. I think these injuries are just adding up a little bit here and there. Like right now, based off yesterday's defense, we're probably still top 10, top 12, or something like that. But like if we get Spillane back, we get Williams back, it's a different story.
Correct.
I think we get back into that top 5 range. So he's talking about the media and bashing us about that type of stuff. It is what it. I mean, you can only go off what's being put out there in terms of the game. Like we talk about like next man up and everything. I don't think it's anything to like feel sorry about. It just is what it is. Once we get those guys back, it could be a different story. But it's the media bashing. Maybe they're being too hard about that stuff. But I don't know. It's not something I try to pay attention to if they're talking about injuries and everything. We're just losing. It just sucks.
Yeah, for me, I agree with you. I'm never gonna look at the injury excuse as a justification solely based on my personal experiences, man. Me get my opportunity because of somebody getting injured. If that person gets injured and all of a sudden we're just like, oh yeah, man, throw the season, he's got to come in, it's over. I mean, dang, that, you know what I mean? This doesn't even happen. We don't grow where we are. I don't make it where I make it as a player. So to me, I never look at the injuries as an excuse. Is it an obstacle? Without a doubt. Is it something that you acknowledge? Sure. But it isn't a justification as to the bad performances. The bad performances are related to the execution, the techniques. Even with the personnel stuff, with some of these injuries, even when you're watching it on tape, you're still seeing it's not as if they don't know what to do. Because I thought, okay, let me just make sure with Marcus Allen and Avery Williamson, like, is it stuff that they're just blowing coverages? Excuse me, that's not the case. Some of the stuff, like with Marcus Allen, for example, with some of the runs, he's a little inside linebacker right now. It's no different earlier on with Shazier when Shazier was a little inside linebacker. The way you attack those guys is to run directly at them and make them have to play a more physical style of play. It took Shazier, 2 years to really understand that and get comfortable with that. So, and you think Shazier was a guy who played linebacker in college. Marcus Allen's a little bit different. So to me, I didn't view that as a negative for him. It just looks like something that's going to take time. No different than Alex Highsmith. Some people have been critical of him. Man, he doesn't have it. Dude, as a rookie, it is extremely tough to come in and play the starting role. It's a reason why rookies don't just traditionally come in the NFL on offense and defense and just start
talk about
and have a ton of success.
Bud Dupree his first 2 or 3 years. I mean,
like people wanted to fire Bud. The people wanted him cut. They were calling him a bust his first 2-3 years in the NFL. So to me, Alex Highsmith as a 3rd round pick, not even a 1st round pick, a 3rd round pick. That's why we talked about, man, just understanding the expectations for him, man, and tapering him a little bit, because what you might have saw with Robert Spillane, and remember, Spillane isn't a rookie. Spillane, this is his first time playing like expanded role, but he had been in the league before. He was on an NFL roster before. So he still had a familiarity with what it takes to be successful at this level. Whereas with Highsmith, man, 6 months ago was in college. Like, that's what people have to realize too, man, in terms of some of those things. So I think that has played a role. But in terms of the national media and them being harder on us, you have to realize this, man. We were the main people over here pumping our chests. Remember when they kept saying we were overrated, when they kept talking about
I was calling people out.
They said we haven't played anybody. Remember that conversation, the first 6-7 games? They said we haven't played anyone. And we were constantly beating our chest. No, we got this. We constantly were talking about Ben. Ben's the MVP. Ben's the MVP. When you put out that type of energy, and we were the ones constantly attacking national people as well, well, now when it starts to go in their favor, don't expect them to be soft about it. They're going to come right back and match your energy. And that's what we're seeing right now. So I think it's a mix of all of that. I don't think it's just the media being so hard on us. I think we played into that on the front end, and now it's their turn on the back end. Hopefully we'll get the last laugh come playoff time. But yeah, I don't think that they've done anything, too far in terms of what they've been saying about it. So I think it's been warranted based on what we've seen on tape.
I haven't touched sports since that game, dude. Went home, read some books, just reflected on life, man.
You're smart, man.
Didn't turn on any TV for sports stuff. So if that's what's going on, then I don't know what to say.
You are a smart man. That's all I'm gonna say. You're a smart man. That segment was brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sports booking app. Not only is it safe, but it's secure, and the most important part, it's reliable. And for all the first-time users out there, we got a promo code. You know the promo code. We like promo codes, right? Who doesn't like a little bit of a promo code? Promo code is Moats. MOATS. If you use that promo code, what do you see? It's a deposit bonus. What's the amount?
A decent amount.
It's a nice
$1,000.
$1,000. That's a lot of money. Deposit bonus money. That's free money on top of it. So what exactly are you waiting on? Download the app, use the promo code Moats, and get an opportunity to make a little money.